Chapter 1. Demons of Darkness. Night 1. Long Beach, California to Las Cruces, New Mexico. 762 miles. I rolled out of Long Beach at 8 p.m. and planned my 8 a.m. stay in Las Cruces, New Mexico, 762 miles away for my first day's sleep. I'll abide by the driving limits enforced by the FMCSA, and just like truckers on this midnight ride, I'll eat all meals and gas up at truck stops. My Victory cross-country tour was locked and loaded, and I leave on a full moon to soak up heaven's fluorescence. Passing Palm Springs in a blink of an eye, my first gas stop was in Coachella TA Travel Center, 226 miles, 3.3 hours, and 5.2 gallons later. Gassed up, grubbed, coffee and a smoke, I peruse the scene around me. Truck stops are small cities solely dedicated to road nomads with laundry machines, men's and women's showers, TV and movie rooms, wireless internet access, copies, fax machines, driver's lounges, and trucker stores. They sell every kind of fuel and take every kind of credit card. I walk around astounded at just how many people are here. Back in the saddle, I settle into the long, lonely graveyard run to Tucson, Arizona. Eavesdropping on truckers' CB chatter about road conditions, smokies, highway patrol, and potential speed traps, my mind begins to wander. 8 million Americans work graveyard as the rest of us sleep. You meet interesting people, that's for sure. No traffic, parking is easy to find, and the power-tripping corporate ladder climbers are all snoozing. I reflect on my own history of day jobs. After graduating from University of California, Los Angeles with a master's in communications, I worked as a copywriter, then a reporter at the LA Times. After 6 years of a desk job editing mind-numbing copy and 2 years covering sleazy Hollywood premieres, I was completely disillusioned. News in Los Angeles is nothing more than tabloid pap smeared thick as a brick. I quit the paper and began teaching telecommunications at a local community college. If you thought the corporate bureaucracy was bad, become a college professor. The educational corporate ladder is a prison camp with little Hitlers reigning over their respective empires, threatening teachers' tenure. I walked away from pedagogy even more disgusted. Then walked, or shall I say rode, into the world of freelance moto journalism. I've been riding motorcycles since I was 7 and fantasized about traveling to exotic places, meeting dangerous women, and I have. I've risked my life on the top of the Himalaya Mountains and Brazilian women from Rio de Janeiro to Kathmandu. But the harsh truth is, there are no benefits, no steady paycheck, no real employment or security whatsoever. This delusion of freedom makes each story a desperate attempt to justify my own pathetic failings. And I love it. 9 hours into my 11-hour driving limit, and I'm making great time. Nothing but open desert. It's amazing how much terrain you can travel in the cover of darkness. Heading into Willcox, Arizona, the rising sun blinds my tired red eyes, and the last 150 miles are torture. Heading eastward, I'm completely blinded and have no recourse but my helmet's flip-down sun visor. Blurry vision coupled with smudged glasses, dirty helmet shield, and bug-spattered windscreen and direct sunlight made this the most painful stretch of highway yet. Will's tip number 7, clear field of view, pays off. I had a microfiber cloth and with drinking water kept things clean. 762 miles, 18.3 gallons of gas, 11 hours of riding, 6 cups of coffee, and 4 cigarettes later, I thank Victory for its heated grips and seat, my CB radio for helping keep my sanity. It's 8 a.m. in the morning, and I'm very glad to get some sleep and check into the Royal Host Hotel in Las Cruces, New Mexico. Night 2. Las Cruces to Houston, Texas, 804 miles. It's 6 p.m. the next night, and after a hearty breakfast, head out for another long, lonely ride. So far the weather's been kind, but I hear that high winds are reported in Texas. There are over 30,000 motor vehicle deaths yearly. That's almost 100 a day. My thoughts turn dark. People die on these deserted highways every day, and I'm completely alone in this eclipse. It's a dangerous place for many reasons. One momentary lapse of concentration and the motorcycle is hurled into some unknown abyss, completely undetected. It could be weeks, months before my body's found. The ever-impending possibility of traffic accidents and the unforeseen shadows my thoughts. Local newscasts. Benson, Arizona. Officers found the body of a man who had been struck and killed on Interstate 10 near Benson this morning. Sparks, Nevada. Police identify a woman killed by a semi-trailer truck at a truck stop on Interstate 80, but still seek the offender. White Pine, Tennessee. 2 truckers were killed in separate incidents at a Tennessee truck stop during a 4-day span. And there's a killer on the road. While researching my story, I read about the Highway Serial Killings Initiative, HSKI. It was formed by the Oklahoma Bureau of Investigation after they detected a crime pattern. The bodies of murdered women were being dumped along the Interstate 40 corridor in Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, and Mississippi, branded by HSKI as the corridor of death. A Bureau database has grown to more than 500 female victims, most of whom were killed and their bodies dumped at truck stops, motels, and other spots along popular trucking routes crisscrossing the U.S. Often the victims are prostitutes, hitchhikers, and stranded motorists, abducted in one state and dumped in another. And who are these killers? Authorities say they have 200 suspects. Almost all are long-haul truck drivers. To date, the FBI says it has helped local authorities arrest at least 10 suspects believed to be involved in more than 30 of the killings. Investigators speculate that the mobility, lack of supervision, and access to potential victims that come with the job make it a good cover for someone inclined to kill. Truck stop prostitutes are the primary victims. You've got a mobile crime scene, one investigator said. You can pick up a girl on the East Coast, kill her 2 states later, and then dump her 3 states after that. The truckers call prostitutes lot lizards. In Dallas alone, a monthly roundup of prostitutes by Vice Police will identify more than 1,300 prostitutes working 4 truck stops that serve more than 2,000 big rigs a day. Truck stops are cities of drifters, and the wandering residue leaves a sickly stench. I can taste the evil. What began as an intriguing midnight rider run has become the highway to hell. And I'm not even 22 hours into a long, long haul.